When my grandfather passed, he left me something I never expected to own at 28. A 120-acre ranch in western Colorado. Rolling fields, a weathered red barn, and a patch of pine forest along the back ridge. It wasn't just land. It was legacy. He called it the Three Pines. I called it my sanctuary, but my peace didn't last long. Just 2 months after I moved in, I received a formal letter from the Crimson Ridge HOA, a sprawling subdivision of custom homes built just past the eastern fence line. The letter claimed I owed $250,000 in unpaid community infrastructure dues, citing some obscure annexation agreement supposedly signed decades ago. They gave me 30 days to pay or face legal action and property liens. I nearly spit out my coffee. I wasn't a member of any HOA. The ranch had been in my family since 1911, long before Crimson Ridge even existed. I tried to be diplomatic. I visited the HOA office and asked to speak with their president, a smug pinstripe man named Walter Hensley. He greeted me with a thin smile and a file folder already in hand. "Your grandfather agreed to this in 1997, he said, sliding over a photocopy of a document. Said he'd benefit from the new paved road, utilities, and drainage systems we were putting in. I scanned the document. Something felt off. The signature wasn't right. And the map? It included land well beyond their boundary. It even had a section of the HOA's community walking trail, clubhouse, and tennis courts drawn inside my property line. I took the folder and left. Then I went digging. What I found made my jaw drop. I visited the county recorder's office, pulled the original plat maps, deed, and aerial photos. Then I hired a surveyor to mark my boundaries with GPS. Turns out the Crimson Ridge developers had built over 5 acres of their amenities on my land, not by mistake, by deliberate, quiet encroachment. The annexation agreement, a forged and unfiled document, not legally binding, not even notarized. That $250,000 they claimed I owed, based on infrastructure they illegally placed on land they didn't own. I called my lawyer. We filed a cease and desist against the HOA and a claim of adverse possession against the developers. I gave them 15 business days to vacate my property, tear down the trespassing structures, and offer a formal apology, or face a lawsuit for trespass, forgery, and land theft. They tried to ignore me, so I took it public. I invited a local news station out to the ranch, showed them the survey flags, the clubhouse standing squarely on my land, and the tennis courts that my goats now enjoyed lounging beside. The news anchor ended the segment with, "This HOA demanded $250,000. They may now owe twice that in damages." Within 48 hours, my lawyer got a call. Walter wanted to settle. They offered to lease the land from me for a reasonable monthly sum. I declined. Instead, I offered them 2 choices. Buy the 5 acres at triple market value, enough to cover legal fees and fund a full ranch renovation. Remove every structure, regrade the land, and return it to native state within 90 days. They went with option 1. Check cleared within a week, and I used that money to fix the barn, install solar, and, just for fun, build a fence around the 5 acres they thought they owned, now labeled private ranch property, no HOA, access without permission. Sometimes I sit out front and watch the HOA members walk their dogs up to the fence and scowl at the locked gate where their trail used to continue. They thought they were going to bury me in fees. Turns out they were trespassing on gold.